Hello, welcome to this Microsoft Excel lesson. I am your host and instructor, Ruben Herrera. And on this video, we're going to learn some of the most used functions in Excel. In a previous lesson, we learned the difference between a formula and a function in Excel. We generally call them all formulas, but there's actually a difference between a formula and a function in Excel. Okay, so we know that a formula in Excel is a mathematical equation or like a math problem, and a function in Excel, in the other hand, is a word that triggers Excel to do something for us. There are about 420 functions in Excel. However, us professionals, we use about between 25 and 30 at the most. We're just going to go over some of them in this lesson, maybe somewhere around 20. Okay, so we've been using functions all along, my friends, and we never realize it. So for example, the sum function, average, maximum, and minimum. These are functions in Excel that we've been using and we never realize. Functions, we know that are words that triggers Excel to do something for us, and then after the function, in between, inside of parentheses, we have arguments. Arguments that are separated by commas. We learned this in a previous lesson. Okay, so now let us go over some common functions, and actually we're also gonna learn a common technique here on this lesson. Okay, so on this workbook, on this follow along file, I have several sheets right here, several spreadsheets that I'm going to use for this lesson or for this demonstration. Okay, so let us go first with some common functions in here. We use this very often. For example, right here, total, I have average, maximum, and minimum. And I want to know all these four from this range of data in here for these cells in here. So what I'm going to do for the total, obviously, if I want to know the total of this, I will want to use the sum function, and I will do like equals, something like equals, and then sum. But instead, what I'm going to do just for this time, I'm going to go ahead and use the keyboard shortcut for the sum function. There is a keyboard function, is alt equals. Alt equals, my friends, is the keyboard shortcut for the sum function in Excel. The sum function in Excel, it is the coolest one in Excel. It is the coolest function in Excel. It's the only one that has a keyboard shortcut. So there you go. Alt equals. Now I'm gonna select right here my whole range. Select my range right here. Press enter. Boom, there you go. There is my total. If I wasn't explaining this as I was doing it, I will probably pull this off in about 3 seconds. Very nice. I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of my functions here. Unfortunately, there is no keyboard shortcut for this, so I'm just going to type in this manually. I'm going to do equals for average, AVE. There you go. There is average right there. Press the tab key so that Excel finished to insert and capitalize the letters of my function. Now all I have to do is select my range right here. One tip for the geeks. One tip for the geeks. Whenever you have only one function in Excel and therefore only one set of parentheses, you don't even have to close the last parenthesis. You can just press enter and Excel will automatically insert it for you. Enter. Boom, there you go. That's my average. I'm going to do my maximum now. Equals MA. That's maximum right there. Press tab. Select my range and press enter. Boom, there's my maximum right there. For my minimum, I'm going to do equals MI. There you go. That's my minimum right there. Tab. Select my range like so, and then just press enter. Boom, there you go, my friends. Very nice. You see how easy it is to enter functions in Excel. The sum function is the one that we use the most, and thank God that we have a keyboard for that function, because this way we can insert that function very fast and very efficiently. And well, the rest of the functions we can also insert them very fast by using the method that I show in a previous lesson. Okay, very nice. Let us go into our next demonstration right here. I'm gonna click right here on the next sheet that says data validation. Now, for this example, my friends, this is what we have. Okay, so I have the name of some students right here, and what I want to know whether these students took an Excel course, and I want to know which level of Excel they took. Did they took Excel level 1, 2, or 3? I also want to know whether they completed the course or not. And I also like to know their grade. Now, this report is going to be passed along some people and some staff. And what I like to know exactly, and what I like to know only, I like to know only if they took a Excel course, not a PowerPoint course, not a Microsoft Word course, but an Excel course. Now, whenever you want to protect your report from people putting other answers or other data on your spreadsheets other than what you asked for, we have data validation boxes. So what is a data validation box? A data validation box in Excel is something that people most commonly call drop down boxes. And whenever we have a drop down box like this, we are forcing people to give us only the answers from a group of answers that we want. Okay, for example, if they were trying to type here, well, I didn't took an Excel uh, course, but I took a PowerPoint course. There you go, PowerPoint. And no, I don't want to do that. So when they press enter, look, Excel is not going to let them do that. They have to pick something specific from this list. Okay, so let us learn how to do a data validation box now. So I'm gonna click right here first to do my to start a column with data validation boxes, and then I'm gonna click right here on data. Next, I'm gonna click right here on data validation. Next, I'm going to click right here on data validation. Now, your ribbon might look a little bit different than mine depending on the version of Excel that you are using and the resolution of your screen. But most of the times, the steps that I'm showing here will be the same. Select that. Now what I have next, my friends, I have this dialog box right here. On this dialog box right here under the settings tab, we're going to stay right here. I'm going to change this value right here now to list, which is the most used function right here. Okay, this is an Excel technique, by the way. What we are learning is not necessarily an Excel function, but it's a data validation function. It's an Excel technique. So I'm going to select right here list, and then right here for the source, separated by commas, I want to put the answers that I want on my list right here. So whether they complete yes or not, I'm going to put yes, no, and I'm going to put right here no show, comma, and I'm gonna also gonna put right here cancel. So they this person canceled the class, or that person drop. Okay, so I'm gonna click right here on OK. And then after that, my friends, now I have my data validation box right here. Very nice. Now the next thing for me will be to populate the rest of this column, and I can just do this like this using my good old friend the angry rabbit to populate my boxes right here. Unfortunately, we cannot use flash fill, aka Chichin, as I call it myself. If I try to double click on the angry rabbit, notice that the data validation box will not populate to the column. However, this is my way around. I'm going to go ahead and give one of these students, Mr. Aaron, I'm going to give her a temporary answer. He actually passed. He actually completed the course. And I'm going to go ahead and double click right here. Cha-ching! And there you go. I'm just fill all my, this is a way around to fill my data validation boxes to the rest of my column. Now you may say, hey Ruben, you're genius, that's fine, but you just give everybody a yes. Well, not too fast, my friends. While you have your whole column selected right now, like I do, go ahead and press that delete key on your keyboards. Not backspace, but delete. The delete key on your keyboard will not delete, but it will clear your data validation boxes. Now you can go back right here and then select and give everybody the appropriate answer that correspond to that person. Very nice. Now let us go ahead and do this again for the grade. This time I'm going to do something a little different. Notice that I have this little table right here, or this little table with answers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do my data validation the way you guys already know. Data validation here. And I'm going to select right here for my data validation. I'm going to click right here on list. Now, my friends, for my source right here, and instead of typing my source manually, I'm going to go ahead and select this range. I'm going to select all this range, and what this is going to do, my friends, for my list is going to show what this on this table. And as a matter of fact, I can go ahead and maybe add one more just in case I change my mind and at the last minute I want to add one more uh, grade level right here to this table. I can do it, and Excel will automatically update it. So very good. So let me go ahead and click OK. I select all this range, click OK. By the way, this little table, my friends, can also be on a different worksheet or on a different spreadsheet on your workbook, and you can also hide that worksheet with your answers so that nobody will mess with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click right here. Notice I have right here, very nice, pass. I'm gonna, oh, I need to populate the rest of my functions of the rest of my data validation, obviously. So I'm gonna click right here on pass, and I'm gonna click right here on no pass. Very nice. So what if I change my mind right here on this grade? Now I'm gonna click right here for from pass, no pass. I'm gonna put right here something like, well, I have no show already. I'm gonna put right here something like this person drop it. Oops, I'm gonna put right here drop, and I'm gonna make sure that is well spelled. Very nice. Now notice if I go right here to my data validation box, it's already updated there. Very nice. Um, Very nice. I can also add one more right here if I want to. I'm going to put right here something like not available, something maybe data or something never got through. So right here, notice right here, very nice. It's already updated. Very nice, my friends. Now, what if I want to do the contrary? I want to delete my data validation boxes, because notice that by just highlighting my range and pressing the delete key, my that's not going to delete my data validation boxes. It's just going to clear them. But what if I don't want these data validation boxes anymore, period? Well, there's two ways to delete this. I can go back and just select the whole range of my data validation boxes, select the range that I want to delete, go back to data validation, click right here on data validation, and I can just click right here on clear all. Very nice, very nice. Um, you can also go right here on your home tab and select that range and click right here and select right here clear all. This will also clean, acid clean, the power of pencil clean your cells in Excel. Very nice, my friends. Very nice. And I'm going to let you guys finish and practice with this spreadsheet on your own. Okay, let us go now into our next spreadsheet right now that I have here. My next demonstration is date and time. Right here for my date and time, my friends, I'm just want to insert right here my current date, and then my current time. And then for this, my friends, we have keyboard shortcuts that I put right here for you that we can use. This is for to enter the static, meaning that it's not going to move or update. To enter the static date and time. So to enter the current static date is we're gonna use control semicolon. Boom, there you go, very nice. And then for the current time, it's gonna be control shift semicolon. Enter, very nice, my friends. And I put that in your notes right here for you. Okay, now, but what if you say or you think, Ruben, well, I want to enter the date, but I want to make sure that I want this time, I want my day to update automatically whenever I open and close my Excel report. This is very useful for people who process billing, purchase orders, invoices, and agent reports. They need to have a way to see how many days have been passed, and therefore they need to use a formula with a dynamic date. For the dynamic date, my friends, we're going to use a function that is called today, the today function. So this is going to be very simple. I'm just going to type equals and then to date like this, tab. The today function does not requires any arguments, okay? Any arguments, so I can just close my parentheses or not close my parentheses at all and then just press enter. Boom, there you go. So this is my dynamic day, my friends. So at the time and the day when I'm recording this video is April the 25th of 2020. If I was to save and close this report and open this report 2 days from today, the day will automatically change to the 27th. Very nice. Now let us go ahead and do the dynamic time. The dynamic time also moves and auto updates every time I save, refresh, or open my Excel report or my spreadsheet. For that time, I'm going to use equals now. Equals now. Whoop, there it is. Tab. The now function also does not requires any arguments. So I'm just going to go ahead and close my parentheses or not close my parentheses at all because I only have one function and one set of parentheses. Enter. Boom, there you go. I have the date and the time. And notice that Excel by default is always going to show you military time, which is what most companies and most people use on the corporate environment or in the working environment. And if you're showing the dynamic date and time as a default, however, if you want to show only the time date, then you will have to go back and select your cell, click right here and select your special formatting and then select something like only the time right here. By the way, this is also a way where you can change also the time and the date if you want to change it to something else. Click OK, and there you go. That's the military time right there. Very nice, my friends. Very nice. Last but not least, for the first part of this lesson, let us go ahead and go to our next spreadsheet right here. I'm going to click right here, join. Join, my friends, it's not a function in Excel. Well, it's sort of like a function, but it's not really a function. Join is a thingy. It's a thingy that is like the little brother or the little sister of concatenate. We use join to concatenate data into Excel or into one cell. So for example, right here, I have a name and a last name right here. And our job or our goal is going to have the complete name in here from these two columns to put it right here together. So for this, my friends, we're going to use join. Join is nothing else and nothing more than the ampersand sign. Let me show you how this works. So I'm going to do equals. Oops. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to do equals. And then I'm going to select right here the name. A4, select this cell. Remember, my friends, that in Excel I like to use the method of point and click because it's easier for me. Also, if I can let Excel do the typing and do the work for me, I'm gonna let Excel do the typing and do the work for me. Then I'm gonna use the ampersand sign. and then I'm going to select this. There you go. Very nice. You see, join is nothing else and nothing more than the ampersand sign. I'm going to press enter and boom, you see, now I have right here that first name and the last name together. Now you may say, hey Ruben, you're a genius, but now I need my space in between the first name and the last name. No problem. I'm going to go back, double click. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to join an extra space inside of double quotations. Remember, my friends, every time I want Excel to type, insert, or to read any text for me, I have to put it inside of double quotations. I'm also going to use the ampersand sign, aka join, to put it in between every data that I want to concatenate or join together. So notice that I have a join right here between A4 and the space, and then in between the space and B4 there is another join right there. Just think of it of, or you can also just think of join as a some type of glue that you put in between two pieces that you want to glue together. Okay, that's another very easy way for me to remember. I'm gonna press enter. Very nice. Look, now I have right there Ruben Herrera. Very nice. I'm going to go ahead and what if now the way we join things, it doesn't necessarily have to be always from left to right. What if, for example, I want to have the last name, comma, space, first name? Okay. Well, for this, my friends, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do the same thing I did. Oh, well, almost. I'm going to select first the last name before and then join, and then I'm gonna do double quotations space, I'm sorry, double quotations comma space, which is what I want to insert, and then I'm gonna do another join, and then I'm gonna do that first name like this. So notice I'm gonna notice that on this cell right here, on this formula or function, I'm gonna display first right here this cell reference, then I'm gonna display a comma and the space, and then I'm gonna display the content of cell A4, which is that last name. Okay, and notice that we have joined in between to glue or to concatenate this data together. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and press enter. Boom, there you go. Very nice, works great. Very, very nice. Thank you very much for watching this first part of this lesson, my friends. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on the next lesson. Bye bye.